Right, time for my December 2025 update, looking at the highest paying savings accounts here in the UK. I would take you through the ones which will pay you the most money right now, some of the restrictions you need to know about for those accounts, and more across a range from easy access to fixed, from tax-free through to monthly regular savers as well. But I can't tell you about all of them. There will be other accounts that could be good for you. There might be new accounts that are released or rates that are changed after I record this video. So if you want a longer list, head over to becleverwithyourcash.com/savings. That's where you'll find our best buy tables. We've just redesigned them actually, so hopefully they're going to be easier for you to understand what the kind of accounts require, what kind of money you're going to get from those. And the team are updating this twice a day as well, so you will probably struggle to find any tables as accurate as ours. Let's start with current account linked savings accounts, because these are some of the highest paying ones out there, particularly this easy access account from Santander, which is the Edge Saver account. This will pay you 6% for 12 months on balances of up to £4,000. Now, after a year, that rate will drop down to 3.5%, which is not fantastic. But what you can do is close it down and open up a new one on whatever the rate is offered then. So if assuming they're still remaining top of the table there, you're still going to be able to keep saving at a really high rate here. The caveat you need to remember with this one, it does require the current account, the Edge current account from Santander, which does have a £3 fee every month if you start paying direct debits out of it. Now, if you don't add any direct debits, then you won't get charged the fee, so you can earn this 6%, this full 6% without that being deducted. But if you do want to take advantage of the bank switching deal that's running right now, which is worth £200, that does mean you have to add in those direct debits. So you're going to want to make sure that you have bills that come out of that on direct debit to earn some cash back to cover that fee. But if you do that, then it's really, really a great rate to be getting there. And also there is an extra, if you go via the link in our best buy table, so remember becleverwithyourcash.com/savings. If you go via the link that's in there, you're going to be able to get an extra £10 Amazon voucher when you open up this Santander Edge Saver. In fact, any Santander savings account you open via our link will get you that £10 Amazon voucher as well if you meet the terms and conditions detailed when you click through. There are some other linked accounts there. The Nationwide Flex Direct offers 5% for the first year on balance up to £1,500. The first time you have that Nationwide account, possibly worth a look for you. And Chase also gives its newbies 4.5% for 12 months on easy access without any of those restrictions on balances, which is okay. 4.5% is not too bad, but it is linked to the base rate. So if the base rate drops, which we expect it to in a few weeks, that will drop down to 4.25%. Although obviously other savings accounts will probably also fall around that time. It's worth knowing about that. Now, if you don't want one that is linked to a current account, you want to open up a savings account, you can actually get some pretty decent rates here right now. The top one is the Kahoot Sunny Day Saver. This one will pay you 5%, but only on balances up to £3,000. And it does only last a year. But again, after a year, you could open up a new one and get whatever rate they're offering. £3,000, okay, it's a smallish limit there, but for many people, that is plenty for your easy access savings. So big fan of that one. Or you can look without that restriction, but you have to have at least 25k. Monument has its easy access savings account paying 4.51%. Now this includes a bonus for the first one until early January 2027 of 0.74%. But again, with all these accounts, you want to be looking at them after a year when bonuses end or rates change for new deals anyway. So I wouldn't be so worried about that. If you don't have 25k, then we go back to Kahoot with a minimum of just £1 for their simple saver. That's paying 4.4% right now. So again, there are many more options over on becleverwithyourcash.com/savings. Let's have a look at notice accounts. These can be quite good options if you can put your money aside for a short amount of time, and then say when you want it, you require it, you request that withdrawal X number of days beforehand, and sometimes you can get a better rate for that. At the moment, these aren't amazing compared to the best easy accesses, but they're maybe worth looking at one or two of them. Oak North is giving you 4.47% on a 95-day notice, and GB Bank is giving 4.33 on 120 days notice. Earl Shilton Building Society giving 4.5% on 180 days notice. Again, some of those rates are lower than what we just discussed in the easy access, but you'd hope, or there's no guarantee, that you might be able to protect those rates for those longer periods. Okay, let's have a look at fixed rate savings right now. The top 12-month fix is from Al Rayyan via Meteor, 4.55%. That's a Sharia compliant account, so that's an expected rate, but you shouldn't be any problem getting that interest there at all. Then we've got Investec offering 4.5% on 12 months. If we go on to 18 months, then you've got First Save offering 4.25%, or Synergy offering 4.2%. And if we look then at a 2-year fix, DF Capital 4.41 and Vanquis 4.38% are your top options there. On a 3-year fix, Kent Reliance is currently offering 4.26% and JN Bank 4.25%. On a 4-year fix, UBL via Raisin 4.26% or JN Bank at 4.25%. And on 5-year fixes, Chetwood is offering 4.3% and JN Bank 4.26%. Okay, let's move on to ISAs now. The top paying ISA here is actually from eToro. That is offering 4.67% in terms of an easy access ISA. The slightly different to other ISAs though. So this one is protected by Financial Services Compensation Scheme, but not in the same way that other accounts are. And it's a little bit confusing, but your money should be fine. It's incredibly low risk. So really, rather than it being sat in a normal cash account like you would with most savings accounts, it's actually invested in something called a qualifying money market fund. So there is some risk associated with it, but it's very, 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 very low. So if you are fine with that, 4.67% for the Easy Access ISA is really, really good out there. It is limited access, however, so only maximum of 3 withdrawals you're going to get in a year. If you don't want that kind of faff and you want a normal cash ISA, then Trading 212 is offering 4.52% right now. I should say that rate with Trading 212 is just for new customers. If you've had the ISA from them before, maybe you've had it for over a year and the bonus has gone or whatever it might be, you will be getting a lower rate there. Plum is also worth a look, 4.28%. Again, that's for new users, that rate. If you don't want to faff around with bonuses though, just want a decent paying easy access ISA that anyone can get, then Atom is offering 4.25% right now. Let's have a look at fixed rate ISAs now. So 12-month fixed, the top one is from Tembo Money, paying 4.3%. Below that, with the same rate, in fact, is Investec at 4.3%. And then we've got UBL at 4.28%. That's for a 12-month fix. For 2 years, UBL, again, 4.16%, or Vanquis at 4.15% are your top options there. For a 3-year fixed ISA, Castle Trust at 4.16%, or Synergy at 4.15%. And then for 4 years, it's UBL again at 4%. Then below that, you're going below 4%. United Trust Bank at 3.9%. And if we look at a 5-year fix, the top one right now, Hampshire Trust Bank at 4.14%, followed by Castle Trust and UPL at 4.13%. So they're your top paying fixed ISAs right now. Okay, and sticking with ISAs, let's have a look at lifetime ISAs here. The top one here, 4.69% from Moneybox for a cash lifetime ISA. Some of the other lifetime ISA rates have recently dropped, so I wouldn't be surprised if this one also falls in the coming days. Below that, we've got Plum at 4.2% and Tembo Money at 4.1%. And finally, let's talk about regular savers. These are some of my favorite ways to save money every single month because, as the name suggests, you're putting money aside regularly or monthly, which means it helps you get in that savings habit. New money comes into your wages, you put it in here, and in return, you get some of the highest rates available out there. Now, the good news is right now, you don't necessarily need to have a linked current account to get some really good paying rates. The top paying one is from Principality Building Society, 7.5%. It's only for 6 months though, so I'm not a massive fan of this one. I'd probably give this one a miss. Instead, look at, although it's a lower rate at 7%, Progressive Building Society, that 7%, £300 a month you can save there is a really good option to look at. Hanley Economic Building Society is also introduced a 6.5% paying one. So some decent rates you can get. You can open these up and you don't need to get a current account. However, if you are happy or already have a current account, then you can get better rates. The highest paying one here is from Zopa. Their Biscuit current account will let you open up their 7.1% paying regular saver. A maximum of £300 you can put into this account every single month. Personally though, I would go for the First Direct regular saver, even though it pays slightly less than that at 7%, because this is a fixed rate, which means it will not change over the 12 months. Now, just because something's variable, it doesn't mean it will change, but there's a chance it will. So for the sake of 0.1% of interest, I'd be going with First Direct. Plus, there's a decent First Direct bank switching offer going on if you haven't got that, which can really add to your returns. You can also get 7% from Cooperative Bank. Again, personally, wouldn't be too fussed about that. 6.5% from Nationwide, 6.25% from Lloyds. As I said before, there are many, many more options and all the details for these and others over at becleverwithyourcash.com/savings. My name's Andy Webb. Thanks so much for watching. Check out these videos here for more ways to make the most of your money.